Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. The International Monetary Fund's recently published consultation report with Guyana is well balanced and widely endorses the policy position of the People's Progressive Party civic government.
We are very pleased with the report. We see this latest Article 4 report confirming a number of things. First of all, confirming that the economy has rebounded from the extremely difficult circumstances of the 2019-2020 period, 2018 to 2020 period. And of course, as you know, that period was a period which was beset by COVID-19. Certainly during 2020 we had COVID-19. But it was a period also beset by the political events, which had, of course, a devastating economic impact. So you had the no confidence motion in December 2018. You had the refusal by the APNU AFC to comply with the consequences of the no confidence motion by calling an election. That itself sent an extremely adverse signal about the economic environment in Guyana. I think recognizes the suitability. It recognized the suitability of the policy stance taken by government. It provided a very positive endorsement of the policy position of the government taken across the across various areas.
Minister Singh said government is also pleased that the report struck a good balance in terms of identifying risks going forward.
So I would say that what the positive commentary contained in the report reflects is the result of the policy positions taken by our government from the first day we returned to office.
Government has recognized the copious work performed by the Court of Appeal and is proposing to amend the law to increase the complement of judges to have a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 9.
The system requires greater speed in the disposal of cases for there to be justice efficiently and in accordance with law. Government is proposing to, after consulting with the judiciary and the legal profession, to amend the law to increase the complement of judges in the Court of Appeal. Currently, the complement is not less than 2 and not more than 5. That obviously is inadequate, having regard to the caseload that is leaving the High Court towards the Court of Appeal for ventilation. Government has committed to providing more resources to improve Guyana's multi-hazard early warning systems. Guyana's vulnerability to multi-hazards, especially floods and droughts, has been exacerbated by climate change.
So the government is committed to ensuring these provisions in our legislation to support the early warning system. Guyana's efforts at improving information and communication technology will allow us to transition to a better system of what is termed impact-based forecasting. Our plans to ensure that multi-hazard early warning system, however, will be based on sound, scientific and technical approaches that are centered around those in our society who are most at risk or most vulnerable.
Taking a look at agriculture, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa highlighted that the agriculture sector is thriving, while noting that a robust agriculture sector is not just critical to the country's future, but also to CARICOM and the international community. Agriculture Month is being observed under the theme Championing Food Security through Innovation, Investment and Resilience.
For this reason, our government has initiated a wide range of transformative initiatives and projects in the agriculture sector to ensure its resilience and sustainability. The theme of this year's Agriculture Month, championing food security through innovation, investment, and resilience, reflects in part the alignment of Guyana's food security goal with that of the region. Our ministry has the honor of leading the ministerial task force in CARICOM. For the first time in the history of our country, the Ministry of Agriculture in Guyana is chairing the CARICOM Ministerial Task Force and driving the agriculture agenda of CARICOM.
Grassroots farmers will soon benefit from improved productivity while practicing climate-smart agriculture, as government will be guiding them throughout the process.
Well, that is why when we launch here, the entire program now is crafted to cater for grassroots people, where we can bring in the grassroots farmers, educate them, bring them into new crops, help them to go into smarter way of doing agriculture, climate smart agriculture. So this will be highlight some of the aspect of agriculture where they can increase production, where they can increase productivity, but at the same time do agriculture in a smarter way and do agriculture in a way that is more modern and modernized.
150 fisher folk will soon benefit from emergency supply kits from the Ministry of Agriculture's Fisheries Department. Each kit contains a life jacket, a fuel container, a non-corrosive marine whistle, a weatherproof first aid kit, and a rain suit.
Today we are here, as I said, to receive these tangible donation and from the FAO. And you know that the fishery subsector in our country constitute a large set of people who depends directly, or almost 9,000 persons depend directly on the fishing industry in our country. And you have thousands of other persons who depend indirectly to earn a livelihood from the fishing industry.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony noted that even the current low numbers are not an accurate reflection of the rate of infection, since most people are mistaking the disease for the flu and are not visiting health facilities.
While we're not seeing a lot of cases here, we must not be lulled into a false sense that they aren't cases. The big challenge that we have is that I think there's a lot of COVID fatigue, if there's such a term, meaning that people just fed up. Nobody wants to wear a mask. Nobody wants to come and get vaccinated. So we have this challenge. But we are going to see people getting sick anyhow.
Guyana is looking to improve its oncology services with the establishment of an oncology center here. Oncology is a branch of medicine that specializes in the diagnosis and the treatment of cancer.
We are working with Mount Sinai to develop an oncology center here. And it's not just for breast cancer, but it would be for all cancers. So we'll be able to have better guidelines in place for each of the different types of cancers, and to have not just meds available, but if people need chemotherapy or radiotherapy, all of those types of interventions would be available to the patients. So in the next few years, our oncology services are going to improve tremendously.
Guyanese who test positive for COVID-19 will soon be able to take the Paxlovid pill to treat the disease. Government has been working to secure the medication.
We have been working with UNICEF to be able to procure Paxlovid. So that's something that is still on the cards. And with Paxlovid, if people test positive for COVID-19, we'll be able to treat them. And this is oral treatment. You drink the tablets for 5 days, and you should be well after taking the complete treatment.
In the infrastructure sector, the first 100 housing units of the Ministry of Housing and Water's 500 Homes project will soon be constructed at 5 miles Bartica in Region 7. The 500 Homes project was created with the intention of improving the quality of life for formal workers, which include teachers, medical workers, and the members of the joint services.
Today's exercise will allow all of you who want to become potential homeowners to start the process, but more importantly, to start it as quickly as possible because the banks are equipped to pre-qualify you on the spot.
The PPPC administration, through the Ministry of Public Works, has launched its $1.8 billion road improvement project set to widen the corridors from Conversation Tree to Dennis Street, Georgetown. Guyana's first online ticket booking system for water transport, the Ferry Pass, has been launched. This new ticketing system will help passengers secure a place on the ferry, especially those who are traveling with vehicles.
At the center of the People's Progressive Party civic manifesto and work, it's not only about delivering the new bridges and the new 4-lane highways, and building better stellings and hard infrastructure, but at the center of what we do, it's people. And whenever we do something that will improve the lives of people, we are achieving what we set out to do.
In education, government will soon resuscitate the cereal factory in Region 2, Pomeroon, Supernam, to supply primary schools under the breakfast program. Education Minister Priya Manikchand made this disclosure during the launch of the breakfast program at Taymouth Manor Primary School. This will also create employment for 20 persons in the region.
Because we're going to be buying that cereal, all those persons will be employed for the cereal factory. The cereal factory is going to be boosted and reinvigorated to provide not only cereal for you here on the Essequibo coast, but for the children across Guyana where we are purchasing that.
Minister Manikchand visited the construction site at St. Rose's High School to ensure the works there are going to be completed on schedule.
We are at 55% and that this project is going to come in on time for the next academic year, which is where it should be contractually. There will be more classrooms, far better conditions for teachers in the staff room, a really nice social area for students to have lunch and congregate, a big auditorium that St. Rose's was known for, and all in all, far better conditions. It's also going to provide for us far more space in Georgetown.
Government is also looking to have universal secondary education by the year 2025 and is working on the infrastructure to accommodate such a feat.
We're also really working hard to bring in universal secondary education before the first term is up. And so you'll see 2 new schools going up in Region 3. You'll see one going up in the Upper Mazaruni, one in Region 1, the rebuilding of Northwest as another school in Region 1, just to make sure we bring in universal secondary education as we were able to bring in universal primary education. I'm really looking forward to that day when these constructions are finished, because it is highly inconvenient to parents and also the ministry and teachers when we have construction pending for many years, and that will not happen under us. That is our commitment to you. So you are going to see universal secondary education before the end.
Government, through the Ministry of Labour, has made notable steps in improving the quality of life for persons living in hinterland communities. Exemplifying this, Minister Joseph Hamilton has committed to including food preparation courses as part of the BID program in Campbelltown, Region 8. This follows a request made by the village.
I suspect we will have to spend some money to help them to have more equipment and tools in to utilize to do the type of programs that we want to do, that it can be sustained. And the school is prepared to offer that support and assistance, and for us to use their premises.
Guyanese can be assured of effective management over the oil and gas industry as the Ministry of Natural Resources has intensified the capacity building. With funding from the World Bank, the ministry obtained the Guyana Petroleum Resources Governance and Management Project, a key software for the oil and gas sector.
At the rate at which the sector is being developed, it means that we got to learn fast. And we got to learn from mistakes made by previous or other oil producing countries. And we got to ensure that we correct those mistakes in this process. What we had promised is to ensure that we build out the framework or the architecture to manage the oil and gas sector. And this is what we are working towards, and that is why we appreciate the support from Halliburton, along with other companies, Exxon and Schlumberger and other companies who are partnering with us, and especially with regards to capacity building.
Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, underscored the importance of the National Insurance Scheme delivering quality service to all Guyanese.
We have an obligation to serve the most vulnerable in our society in a particular and by particular I mean in a compassionate manner, driven by the high ideals of public service. Nobody walking into an NIS office should be treated with disrespect or contempt.
And that's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.